I cut off my sister after she showed up at my door and told me I didn't deserve to be a parent. My sister is 35. She's been fighting infertility for 12 years, since the day she got married. Every treatment you can think of, she's tried it. Medical interventions, spiritual healing, holistic remedies, the whole 9 yards. Nothing worked. Now she's looking into adoption, but their finances are wrecked from all those failed fertility rounds. The process has been slow, painfully slow. I feel for her. I really do. But the stress of it all has turned her into someone I barely recognize, and it's been putting a serious strain on our relationship for years now. My husband and I are both 30. 2 weeks ago, we lost our best friends. Mason and Kate died in a car accident. It was sudden, brutal. The kind of thing that doesn't feel real even after you've seen the wreckage, attended the funeral, and watched the casket go into the ground. They left behind their son, Pete. He's not even 2 years old yet. We're his godparents. We've been in Pete's life since the day he was born. Babysitting, birthday parties, late night bottle feedings when Mason and Kate needed a break. We love that kid like he's our own. And now, legally, he will be. Mason and Kate didn't leave a will. They had no immediate family who could take Pete in, so custody came to us. It wasn't a question. It wasn't even a debate. My husband and I never planned on having kids. That wasn't our path. And if we ever did become parents, this sure as hell wasn't how we wanted it to happen. But Pete needs us, and we're not going to let him down. We started the adoption process immediately. We broke the news to our extended family and friends, letting them know we'd be unavailable for a while. We needed space to grieve, space to figure out how to be parents to a traumatized toddler who just lost everything. I knew my sister would have something to say. I expected a few texts, maybe a tense phone call. I braced myself for it. What I didn't expect was for her and her husband to show up at our doorstep. It was late afternoon. My husband and I were trying to get Pete down for a nap when the doorbell rang. I opened the door, and there they were. My sister with red, puffy eyes and her husband looking equally wrecked. Before I could even say hello, she started crying. "This isn't fair," she choked out. "You got everything we wanted, everything we've been fighting for, and you didn't even have to try." I just stared at her. "You don't even want kids," she continued, her voice rising. "You've said that. You've always said that. And now you just get handed a baby? Like it's nothing?" Her husband put a hand on her shoulder, but she shook it off. "You don't deserve this," she said, her voice breaking. "You didn't go through what we went through. You didn't earn it." I felt something cold settle in my chest. My husband appeared behind me. He's usually the calm one, the peacemaker, the guy who smooths things over when tensions run high, but not this time. "Get off our porch," he said. His voice was flat, hard. My sister blinked at him, stunned. "You don't get to do this," he continued. "You don't get to come to our house while we're grieving our best friends and tell us we don't deserve to take care of their son." "I didn't mean," she started. "Yes, you did," I cut in. "You absolutely meant it." She looked at me, tears streaming down her face. "You don't understand what it's like. You don't know how hard this has been for us. And you don't know what it's like to bury your best friends and then have to figure out how to raise their child." I shot back. "Our pain doesn't revolve around you. Our tragedy doesn't exist to make you feel better about yours." Her husband stepped forward. "Come on, let's just—" "No," my husband said, his voice cutting through the air like a blade. "You need to leave, now." My sister was sobbing, ugly, gasping sobs, but I couldn't bring myself to feel anything for her in that moment. "Since our pain is such an inconvenience to you," I said quietly, "you're not welcome around me or my family anymore." Her face crumpled. "You don't mean that." "I do." She reached for me, but I stepped back and closed the door. We stood there in the entryway, my husband and I, listening to her cry on the other side. Eventually, we heard footsteps, a car door, an engine starting, then silence. My phone started blowing up within the hour, text after text, voicemail after voicemail. Family members, mutual friends, people who hadn't spoken to me in years suddenly had opinions about what happened. Some were angry, some were supportive, most were confused. We turned off our phones. We don't know who's cursing us out and who's defending us. And right now, we don't care. Pete is asleep in the nursery we set up in our guest room. There are toys scattered on the floor, toys that used to be at Mason and Kate's house. A stuffed giraffe Pete won't sleep without. A blanket Kate knitted herself. We're doing the best we can. We're grieving, we're exhausted, we're learning how to be parents under the worst possible circumstances, and we're not going to apologize for protecting our family. I told my sister she wasn't welcome anymore, and I meant it.